Hey everybody, it's Irene with BrainStormAcres, and obviously I'm back in the kitchen. There's all kinds of assorted sauces at the grocery store. Fortunately, our grocery stores carry a moderately decent selection, for being in the middle of nowhere, of soys and other things like that, because we have tourists. Okay, now I am going to take these guys. I'm going to take a little thing here. I'm going to crank this back up again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in here and fry them. See, what I'll do is get the shrimp cooked first. We're not going to put those in the recipe. I might as well cook them. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to lower these in to this pan. I'm going to cook them until the bottom of the wontons is golden brown to medium brown, nothing more than that. Then I'm going to add water, and I'm going to put a top on them to steam them the rest of the way through to make sure that the raw pork is completely cooked. Spit, spit, spit. That's the hardest part about this, is the spit, spit, spit part. Sizzle, sizzle. Now yesterday what I did was, while I was cooking, I finished making up the filling that I had, got it onto a tray and got it in the freezer. And that's why I had a whole stack of them in there. There's a dozen in that, which is like either perfect for a full meal. I made 4 wontons for each of us last night with a big bowl of soup. So it depends on your appetite. I mean, you know. Some people could eat all of these by themselves, and some people would just rather have a couple. Ouch, ouch, ouch. There we go. I will say this stuff tends to spit pretty badly. Last night I used one of those screens on it that keeps it from spitting all over, and I still had to clean the stove this morning. But I can leave the lid off for now. I'm just browning the bottoms. Adds to the flavor. Nothing complicated. And you can use whatever you want. I like these short ones usually, but sometimes the longer ones could be a little more, a little safer. Just starting to get a little bit of crusty bubbliness on the edge, on the outside. Light brown. Okay. Just barely. Not quite. I don't want it darker than medium brown, because they can go from medium brown to like burnt really fast. If you make the pot sticker style, those are made with round things. They're about the same size. Some of them are a little bit bigger, depending on the brand. But those are round. You could cut these round, or you could ignore the fact that it has points and roll it up some other way. The nice thing about those is you can easily like cook them on multiple sides. These are hard to kind of cook on different sides. So I usually just cook the bottom, and I'm cooking them a little on the slow side. It's on low here, which is probably medium for most regular stoves, because ours is a commercial stove. But I want to get some good heat into the mix without overcooking, and it gives me a lot more control in terms of getting it to get a nice color to it without burning it. Okay, let me show you this. That's how I like to cook them. Just about like that. A little bit browner than that is okay, but not too much. It's very easy to burn them if you're not paying attention. All right. Now we get to sizzle to death. All I'm doing is adding a little bit of water at a time. I'm not trying to submerge them or anything, but I want to keep them continuously steaming in there because I want to cook them for several minutes. I would say maybe 5. That initial cook where you're frying the bottom gets a good start going on the meat that's in there. The meat will tend to look just a tiny bit pink when it's fully cooked because of the soy sauce. But remember, there have been no cases of problems with pork in the United States giving you, what did they call that stuff? Trichinosis? Yeah. Since like, I don't know, the 1930s or something like that. I guess it was a fairly common problem before that. All of the cases of trichinosis I know of in the United States are from eating improperly cooked bear meat. I suppose you could get it from wild pork if you didn't cook that correctly. I mean, there are just things you're not supposed to use for sashimi. But I've never heard of anybody getting it from wild pork. But bear meat, I guess some people don't cook enough. Or maybe bears are more susceptible to trichinosis than pork, I don't know. Make sure you only have one layer of wonton skin. I had 1 or 2 yesterday start to stick together, and I was like, caught you at it. And it was fine, because I was paying attention. I figured just about anything can stick together if you're not paying attention, so just pay attention. I think I have one left. I may have a little extra pork filling here. If I do that, I will simply cook it as a patty. I'm not going to waste it. In fact, if you were concerned about whether your pork was done or not, that would be the easy way to test it, would be to cook a little patty in there and check to see if it was done or not. This is a pretty small quantity of meat. I mean, a tablespoon, you know. If it was frozen or super cold, I could see being concerned about it, but I'm not concerned about this. Now, those are going to go in the freezer. Let's check these guys. Odors are looking so good, so good. They smell absolutely awesome. I'm just stick that little ball in there because I don't want to waste him. Now, if you stick a little lump of meat in there, you can see how fast this cooks. Check myself a little bit here. These things spit. It's my big complaint. They spit. And that's it. I'm going to stick these in the deep freeze and I'll be right back. My little pork meatball is looking pretty well done. So I think we can be totally comfortable with the other pork being completely done. Now, as you'll notice, I took a bit of extra time to scrub my hands. That's because I don't want cross-contamination. Everything that's coming out of this pan is completely cooked. And that's a good thing. These are just pasta products, basically. So, here we go. Now you see that bottom there? See how nice that is? It's still got that little bit of brown crispiness to it, but it's not burned. If I was making soup, I might very well put these drippings in the soup for extra flavor. And there's my little pork meatball, who is completely cooked all the way through. So I'm going to tuck him over here. And that's all it is. Super simple, so cute. I mean, who wouldn't be impressed if you served them something like that? You can decorate them with some little shreddy bits, some of carrots or chives or anything like that if you wanted to. I think they're going to be great just the way they are, and I'm going to call Henry in so he can have one. Oh boy. I have not lost my wonton touch. It is so good. Very messy to eat. But so good. Dip, dip, dip. I have to let people know whether I still have my wonton touch. Jack said she didn't spill anything, darn it. And?
I'll try another one.
Ah, yes, more research is necessary to determine whether they're still edible. And you can have that shrimpy too. I decided the balance of shrimp was just right with the number that were in there. Hot, yeah, just came out of the pan. Cool. No, hot, right? Okay, well, we have the official Henry seal of approval. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because obviously we're going to be doing lots more. So until next time, bye. Oh, don't forget, keep on brainstorming. Obviously, we did.